And we're back. And today I'm going to be continuing doing some building projects around here. As you can see, I've put a little new path over here because it's sort of fitting with the whole railway station, I think. This is what I did. I had to use that Cinnabon on something, so I used some of it to trim out this particular structure. I think the Cinnabon goes pretty good with the desert colors, don't you? Anyway, we head down here into the subway, and here's our little subway. But we're not going to be riding on the subway today. That's just one of the little building projects I've been doing off camera. And I'm just getting started over here. I told you about how I wanted to build like a city around a lake. This could be like the desert version of Lake Tahoe. And I'm going to have a whole bunch of buildings around here. And I'm going to get it all populated with villagers. This could be a thriving community around here. And I'm talking maybe 100 villagers. But in the meantime, this is the first structure right here. I just got started on this. I take the natural contours of the shoreline here, and I'm building a sort of a big building here on the shoreline. I'll be doing this on any of these shorelines that stick out like this. I'll have like a building that's sort of like this style. It takes advantage of the natural contours of the land. But in the meantime, what I want to do is I want to empty this out and put floors in it, make it functional. These buildings aren't just going to be for show. These buildings are going to have stuff going on. But anyway, I thought maybe today we would discuss something that's going on in this country. Something very important that's going on that needs to be discussed as Americans. It's this thing called the FIFA World Cup soccer tournament that's going on in America right now. And I have a couple of things I gotta say about this, which you might not expect coming from me. But I actually appreciate soccer. That's right. If I had to choose between watching an NBA match and a soccer match, I'd choose soccer every single time. Not because I have any great admiration for most of the athletes or anything, or the game itself, but it's sort of interesting. Let me get some building blocks right here so I can sort of skin the walls a little bit as I go down. Let's go ahead and it's over here. Do we want to make sure that we don't have sand in the walls? So as I go down, I'm going to sort of skin this a little bit. I guess I'll skin this too, because this is going to be the entrance over here. But it needs to be sunk down one, because that's where the first floor is going to go in. But anyway, about soccer. See, back in the day, I used to catch, there's a sports channel that came on free on my television. You see, I'm the kind of person who's never paid for cable or anything. I like free TV. And there was a sports thing called La Liga, and they had soccer matches. And so I'd watch some soccer, and I really would never have gotten into soccer at all, except they kept playing matches by this team called FC Barcelona. And for all you soccer fans out there, you know who plays for FC Barcelona. Of course, it's a certain fellow named Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Probably the greatest soccer player who ever lived. And I'm not even being sarcastic or anything. This guy's... I'd say he's like the Michael Jordan of soccer, except that would be an insult to Lionel Messi, because Michael Jordan was not nearly as dominant as Lionel Messi is. Lionel Messi it's like a grown man playing with little boys is what it's like. He just dominates them. The guy's, he's so much better than everybody else out there that you watch the sport just to watch what he's going to do, you know? You don't have to be that into soccer to enjoy watching somebody like Lionel Messi go out there and just do stuff that just shouldn't even be natural. But anyway, as for all the other soccer players, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with all the flopping. You know, somebody touches them on the ankle and they fall to the ground like they just got shot by a sniper. And they're writhing on the ground and crying, and then they show the replay and it's their ankle got brushed. Their ankle literally got brushed and they're laying on the ground writhing. That kind of behavior makes me think that if I ever got into a fight with a soccer player, I'd probably come out on top. Because all I'd have to do is step on his foot or brush his ankle. Evidently that's their weak spot. They're all a bunch of tough guys until you touch their ankle. And another thing about soccer are the goaltenders. Have you ever seen such a talentless bunch of goaltenders in your entire life? I mean, honestly, I could sign up for a soccer team and do a better job than these goaltenders. And I've never done it before. Well, when I was a little kid, I played some soccer. And when I was a little kid, I was a better goaltender than every single goaltender for every team in the World Cup. I'm just going to put that out there. I know it's a hot take, but it's not really. If you ever see these goaltenders, they have no clue as to what they're doing. And still, the score ends up 1-0, 0-0, 1-1, 2-1, and that's a wild game, a 2-1 game. Of course, if Lionel Messi's in the game, then you're going to have at least 3 goals, because Lionel Messi, by himself, usually likes to score a couple goals or more per game. And he's 38 years old now, and he's still doing that. He plays for Team Argentina, in case you're interested. He's really good. He's the best soccer player that ever lived. But anyway, if he can turn somebody who is very indifferent about soccer into somebody who actually watches soccer highlights, he did that to me. I didn't care about soccer. I was your typical American. I thought soccer was for a bunch of soap-dodging European-type people. You know, or South Americans. That's their football. Good for them. I never insulted it. I just never even thought about it because soccer wasn't on my radar. But thanks to Lionel Messi, that's right, Lionel Messi, these FIFA World Cup soccer event, I'm actually watching the highlights. I don't watch the whole matches. I mean, because come on, it's insufferable. You basically watch for 90 minutes while people with names who you can't pronounce pass the ball back and forth to each other, and very rarely do they get a shot on goal. There was one match the other day that the first shot on net was taken like an hour into the match. And yet the stadiums are full of crazy soccer fans who just love it. Which, you know what? Good for them. Good for them. I don't care. They can like whatever they want. I just want to make sure that all these people coming into this country to watch soccer know that after the tournament's over, they need to go home. They don't need to stay here. It's nice having you guys come over and visit and everything, but yes, you need to go home now to your inferior country. Don't make us have to round you up, okay? Because Tom Homan will do it. He's not afraid. Okay. How much more distance do we have? Okay, we're getting down there. We're getting down there. The great thing about this is I'm getting all these blocks. Not to mention the blocks I got from digging out my subway. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of blocks. And I'm thinking a good way to use these blocks is to build a whole bunch of structures. I'm going to need to find some kind of a block that accents the sandstone color. I know Cinnabar looks good with it, but I am not going to go looking for more Cinnabon. It's just too difficult to find. Although if my sulfur farm doesn't pick up speed a little bit, I'm going to be sorely tempted to go out and look for another one of those caves just to get more sulfur, because I got plans for this place. Man, did you know that from my front porch at my house over there, I can look over there and I can see the geyser that's over by the Villager Trading Hall. I can see it erupting, which means the render distance on the geysers is pretty freakishly long. So that's pretty cool. It's very encouraging for what I have in mind. So I got some stuff in mind that I want to do. Oh yes. The sucking in of all the bleepity bleeps in the blocks is just very satisfying. Let me just take a moment to relish all the little bleepity bleeps. Yeah, I went and fixed my not my guardian. I fixed my iron farm. If I had an ocean monument nearby, I would definitely think about making a guardian farm too. But my iron farm is working perfectly fine now. I went and put a bunch of slabs in that little zombie room, and it seems to have worked. I don't know. The whole thing makes absolutely no sense to me, how an iron golem was spawning in that little room, but whatever. Sometimes things happen in Minecraft that you just can't explain, that go against all the rules, that don't make any sense. Okay. But anyway, I guess those are my thoughts on the World Cup. I think the last time they had a World Cup, Argentina won, of course, because they have Messi on their team. And Messi is the best player that ever lived. So that shouldn't surprise anybody. But this year it's kind of surprising. America has a team that's in the World Cup this year, and they're actually doing pretty good. So yeah, I don't actually have a team that I ever root for in soccer. I'm not that into soccer. But I guess if the USA wants to do good, I'll pull for the USA. Go ahead and just temporarily, I'm going to make ladders so I can get in and out of here. I'll be installing stairs and all different kinds of stuff inside here. Don't you worry. But I have to go empty out my pockets now. My pockets are full of blocks. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, my shovel's starting to get a little bit worn down. So that just means we're going to have to head over to the mob farm and heal it up before too long. That's okay. That's what the mob farm is there for. Yes, it's going to be quite the scenic lake with all the different size houses all around it. And we're going to put some stuff out in the water, too. I want to put some villagers on boats and stick them out in the water. Pretend like they're fishing. They don't mind being in boats. I've already had villagers in boats for very long periods of time. Oh, yes. Yes, it's a beautiful thing when you have a structured dugout like this and you got the walls around you. Must be getting pretty close to evening time. Let me go ahead and just fix some of this sand. Any more sand around here? Anybody got some sand for me? Okay, now the fun begins. First things first, we need to put a floor in here, and then we need to put some stairs going down to the bottom level. And then we're going to have an opening over there at the bottom level, where we'll have a little pier going out. But this is a basic structure. I guess we could... Of course, it's going to extend upwards too, of course. That goes without saying. It's not just going to be this little squat thing over there. Well, let's walk around over here to the other side of the lake so we can get a little idea of what it's going to look like from a distance. Yeah, we see it over there. It's going to be sort of sticking out of the water like that. Yeah, there's an Enderman over there. Anyway. Man, you know what? Something about that Enderman standing over there is just bothering me. I wonder if he'd be aggro to me way over here if I looked at him from this far away. Until I've done this a couple times. Hey Enderman, where'd you go? Where did he go? You know, this happens more often than you'd ever think that it could possibly happen. I build a thing to kill an Enderman and then he just disappears. Okay, let me put my food over here because I'm not eating. Sure, some of you are watching my health or my food go down and wondering what the heck I was doing. No Enderman over there, huh? Man, they're so contrary. I go and I get all ready. Oh, and here's another thing. It probably doesn't make any difference one way or the other, but in my off-camera world, as you know, I'm in a mushroom island, and I'm digging that hole. Well, guess what keeps spawning in my hole? I know, it sounds like a bad Vagisil commercial, but Enderman keeps spawning in my hole. That's right, Doctor. I have a bad case of the Enderman. Now, how are Endermen spawning in a mushroom fields biome? That's the question that I have. Last time I checked, hostile mobs don't spawn on mushroom fields. But now they do, I guess, because I regularly get Endermen spawning in there. I don't get any other mobs, just Endermen. But Enderman is bad enough. That's a bad enough mob. Anyway, tune in next time, and we'll continue building up this city around the lake. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate you watching. And I'll see y'all next time.